This is Dave at Do You Griffin Hobby. Back here checking out the Santa Fe 2343. In the first video I took everything apart for a quick inspection to see what it looked like, and it was a mess. What we've got here now, I'm looking at just the two trucks. I took these all apart, took anything off the bottom, off the top, removed the shaft with the gears. One of the things that you need to do when you surface these is get at these bearings here. They have a ball bearing in them, and sometimes the ball bearing gets pushed that way. You can just use a punch and just lightly tap it back in a little bit, and then put maybe a drop of blue Loctite on this end to keep it from moving back out. Important thing, when you put these, if you take these out, when you put them back in, the side with the groove on the in the middle that goes on the bottom, the side with the notch in the side goes up top. It will fit either way, but if you flip these bushings upside down, the motor will bind on the gears when you try to run it. Both trucks were pretty good once they cleaned up. Everything's moving very well. The only thing I'm concerned with is this truck is the edges have been beaten down or something. I don't know if it was dropped, but they're deformed. So when I put the plate on, it does not sit properly. I don't want to bang on the edges because I'm going to end up breaking it. So I'll probably file down the edges of this plate so that it sits properly in that recess, because that's going to affect the way the engine sits and rides. For the moment, just going to put this back together. I'll worry about the fit later. So these are the two trucks. You can still, they're still pretty oily and dirty. I'm still working on cleaning them up. But at this stage, I'm more concerned about seeing if everything will work when I get it back together. The fact that these wheels are turning and the gears are all in one piece, I'm feeling hopeful. The trucks for the 2353 that this came with, for the dummy unit, those are rusted bad. I've got those soaking now because the wheels would not turn at all. These wheels on both trucks have been seized, and I've had them soaking in WD-40 for I think 2 days. Still, they would not turn. I had to take a pair of channel locks, grip the wheel, and move back and forth slightly until it freed up and allowed me to turn it. So there was a significant amount of rust in there and corrosion. So I'm going to continue soaking them for a couple days and hopefully eat up more of that rust, but that's not bad considering that these were not moving at all. The engine would not have rolled, and now they're working. So WD-40 and a little force. .43, I'm working on the motors for that unit. As you can see, they're quite rusted. If you've seen the previous video, you can see all the rust that was in the engine. So far, working with these, I've been able to get this motor working. I did a quick cleaning and it spins pretty freely. It's not perfect, but it's working. So I'll show you what I did on this one, on this motor. You can see it wants to turn. But really, that's not doing anything. And this is the one they've already serviced a little. Now at this point, I'm not taking any of the wires off. I just want to work on the physical motor. So with this motor, you just take off these two nuts. And then slide off the brush plate, which obviously is not sliding because it is very rusted. So I'm just going to pry gently in a couple spots, try to get it moving. There we go. There you go. One brush fell out, the other didn't. They're quite dirty and rusty in there. I'd say the main problem really is the face of the commutator. That's an absolute mess. Just need to take a little alcohol and just scrub that. Also, I'm just gonna try to clean up the motor. So I'm getting dirt off the commutator face, but it's still pretty bad. I'll rub with the paper towel, see if that helps. Still not really doing the job. Had to use an eraser. Sometimes you have to get in there with an eraser and just kind of gently scrub off any residue. It's getting a little better. I don't know if this is a good idea, but I do it. I've had good success with it. Just a little oil on there to help clean it up. Sometimes it helps. Get some more of the corrosion and carbon deposits off the face of the commutator. Hit it with the eraser again. Now the commutator in the other motor that is working now, I did not get it spotless either. But with some running, I think it will be okay. One more alcohol on there. I'll make sure to get any of the debris out. I just try to clean every spot that I can get access to without completely disassembling it. It's important not to put force on anything. You don't want to break anything. As you can see, it's quite dirty. Dirt and electricity don't go well together. It adds resistance to the path of the electrical flow, and that is why it will make your engine run poorly, because the electricity can't get where it's supposed to go. Like a physical blockage in a hose or something. So I cleaned the commutator face as much as it's going to be cleaned at this point. I'm going to add some oil down to the shaft here. Also at the end, the gears. Next, you want to clean the brush plate. A little alcohol on a Q-tip. You just want to be careful not to damage the spring. Okay, we're just going to put these brushes back in. Make sure the spring's springing. Make sure the brushes are moving. And then just carefully put it back together. Now I'm going to want to take this apart again and do a lot more cleaning. Try to get the motor looking a lot better, not just performing better. But at the moment, the main concern is just getting the engine working. Now don't tighten these down too much, you might crack the brush plate. That one works. And that one works. Not bad for just a quick cleaning on a very rusted motor. This one seems to be a little off balance compared to the front one. If I can keep them touching, get them both working. Okay, so that was just a quick cleaning of the motors, and you saw that just made a world of difference. So next step, I was going to replace parts in the E unit, but since it's functioning, I'm just going to try to clean it up a little bit. At least for now, get the engine working and see how everything goes. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and see you next time on DA Griffin Hobby.